Everything you see, everything you feel, everything you experience is moving beneath the surface. Reality at its core is vibration. When you look beyond what your eyes can detect, you notice that nothing is ever truly at rest. Your body is moving. The objects around you are moving. The air itself is moving. Why? Because matter, including your body, objects, and air, is made of atoms, and atoms consist of electrons moving around a nucleus, while the nucleus itself vibrates internally. Meanwhile, non-matter, such as light, moves because it is a wave in the electromagnetic field, and waves are vibration by definition. So everything moves, matter through its atomic structure, and non-matter through its field vibrations. Vibration is the movement itself, the repeated motion that happens again and again in a pattern, like a string being plucked and continuing to move back and forth. This motion exists everywhere. A surface that appears still is not truly still. A body that feels solid is not actually fixed. And beneath everything there is motion that is continuous, subtle, and constant. This includes you. Your whole body vibrates at roughly 4 to 7 hertz when standing. That vibration is thermal energy, which means temperature is a measure of how fast your atoms are moving. When that movement is measured, when we look at how fast it repeats, we arrive at frequency. Frequency is the rate of vibration. It describes how fast something is moving within its pattern. Some vibrations are slow and spread out, others are rapid and tightly packed. This difference in speed changes how that vibration is experienced. Sound is experienced differently depending on frequency. Light appears different depending on frequency. Color is simply different frequencies being interpreted by your senses. The difference between what you see is not always in what it is made of, but in how fast it is vibrating. This applies to people as well. Your body is active, your brain produces electrical signals, your emotions shift, and your thoughts form patterns. All of this creates internal activity that is constantly changing. At one moment, you may feel calm, focused, and steady. At another moment, you may feel tense, distracted, or overwhelmed. These are different internal states, and those states differ in intensity, rhythm, and consistency. In other words, they differ in frequency. Your state affects how your body responds, how your mind processes information, and how you engage with what is around you. Two people may be in the same environment, but not experience it the same way. One feels at ease while another feels pressure. One sees opportunity while another sees risk. Same place, different internal state, different frequency. Once this difference exists, resonance follows. Resonance is what happens when these patterns begin to interact, when one state meets another, and there is either alignment or resistance. When two systems share similar patterns, they reinforce each other. When they are very different, they feel out of sync. This is why certain environments feel comfortable while others feel draining, why some conversations flow easily while others feel forced, and why you naturally gravitate towards certain people, ideas, or spaces while pulling away from others. That is resonance. Now let's note something. Your internal state can vary, and that variation is your frequency. That frequency affects how you perceive, respond, and connect, because your frequency determines what your brain filters in or out, how your body prepares to act, and what kind of interactions you are available for. So your frequency influences the direction your life takes over time, not instantly, but consistently. If your state is often centered around stress, doubt, or constant distraction, your attention narrows. You see problems because you are in that frequency. You hesitate more often because your frequency is slow and heavy in a stuck way. You respond with less clarity because your frequency is scrambled. Your actions follow that pattern, and over time, your results reflect it. That is frequency shaping perception shaping action, and action shaping outcome. If your state shifts toward focus, stability, or openness, your perception changes. You notice different possibilities. You respond with more intention, and you take actions that align with that state. Over time, those small differences accumulate. This is where progress, success, happiness, or financial growth connect to these concepts. Not because they appear out of nowhere, but because the state you operate in influences how you think, how you act, and how you respond to opportunities. Your internal patterns are active forces in your life. They shape your direction, influence your interactions, and guide your decisions. Once you become aware of that, you begin to notice how certain states lead to certain outcomes, how your reactions affect your results, and how patterns emerge from what you are living through. In that awareness, you gain the ability to pause, to adjust, and to shift, even slightly. Change rarely comes from one dramatic moment. It comes from repeated small adjustments. Each of those moments alters your internal pattern a little, and over time those patterns become your direction. So ask yourself, what state am I in right now, and where is it leading me? Once you see that clearly, change becomes intentional, step by step, moment by moment, until gradually the way you think, the way you act, and the way you experience your life shifts in a direction that reflects not just what is happening around you, but how you are meeting it from within. Thank you for watching. If this video has taught you something, like it, leave a comment, and subscribe.